Hi there, I'm Jeanette Lane for Die Cutting Essentials, and in today's video I'm showing you how to make this really easy standalone snowflake aperture card. So this is really fun, super easy to make, and I've used the Dies by Chloe die gift included in issue 45 of Die Cutting Essentials. This card is really easy to make and perfect for any last minute Christmas card ideas. Let's get started. To start off our card, I have two pieces of A4 sized cardstock. This is a blue, a light blue, and then a white. And we're going to trim these down to A6 size. Right now they're A4 sized. So let's trim those down. And the dimensions for an A6 size card is 10.5 centimeters by 14.8 centimeters. So here are my two pieces of cardstock, and now we're going to die cut it using our Dies by Chloe Snowflake panel die. This is perfect because it has this inner die here, so it won't have a cutting edge on the outside, but then you get that nice outline die. So you get the inner die and the outer die, but we're only going to use the inner die in some of these snowflakes. So let's run this through the machine. I'm going to be doing the white first. So I'm placing my die in the center of my A6 cardstock, and I'm going to secure that with some washi tape. But I'm scared sometimes this machine has too much pressure. This is physics fold away, and when there's too much pressure, and you're using washi tape, sometimes the washi peels off some of your card. And so you don't want that to happen. So I'm just taking off some of the tack by putting the washi tape on my jumper sleeve. So hopefully that will resolve any issues of the washi tape peeling off any of my cardstock. So hopefully that worked. Okay, so here is my die cut, and I'm just removing some of this fallout, some of these little bits that just got stuck. It is such an intricate die, so you want to make sure that you get all those little bits. And then also, that looks good. So now I'm going to tap my die on the side of my desk. You'll hear it there. And that's making sure that all the fallout comes out of the die, because you want to make sure it's clean before you run it again, especially when you are working with an intricate die. You always want to make sure that all your little fallout is out of your die so that it cuts properly. Because sometimes if there's too much, if there's still paper in here in the die, it won't cut properly. So make sure it's nice and clean, and we're just going to repeat the process with this one. So the blue now, and I'm centering that, and we're going to run it through. Look how intricate these apertures are. I can't wait to layer these up. Here is my little scrap of blue glitter card, and we're just going to run this through our machine. So here are my two intricate frames, my snowflakes, and now I need the vellum panel that goes onto the back. So I have my piece of vellum, and I'm also going to trim that down to A6 size. So again, that's 10.5 centimeters. I hope I said centimeters the first time I cut my cardstock. That'll be very interesting if I gave you the wrong dimensions. I do apologize in advance. So that's 10.5 centimeters by 14.8 centimeters. So here is my vellum all cut out, and that's going to go behind the white panel. Now I want to stamp my sentiment onto the vellum before I assemble my card, and so I'm going to be using these sentiments from Cardmaking Magic. They're the Christmas Sentiments A5 stamp set, and I'm going to be using my Tim Holtz stamping platform. So this is the travel size. I'm going to grab my vellum piece from here. Secure that with the magnets, and then my sentiment I'm using is Buon Natale, which I already have here, and I'm placing my aperture, my frame, my intricate frame, right over that, roughly to see where I want my sentiment. So I want that kind of off-centered to the right a little bit. So right there looks good. Yep, so I'm going to remove that. Close up my stamping platform and ink up my stamp for my embossing ink. I'm using Wow embossing pad, which is a clear, ultra slow drying ink. So there is my sentiment. You can sort of see a slight watermark. And for my embossing powder, I'm going to be using a Ranger embossing powder in silver tinsel. And this is a silver glitter embossing powder. So I've shaken off the excess embossing powder and saving the rest, making sure that's closed. And then I'm going to melt this powder with my Wow heat tool. There's my embossed sentiment, and that's going to go behind my white frame here, intricate frame. But before I get to gluing that down, I need to do some scoring on the front panel. Okay, so now for the scoring, I have my hunky-dory adorable scoreboard, and it's on the centimeter side. Now I want to make 2 score lines on both sides of this frame here, but only at about 1/2 centimeter from each edge. So I'm going to kind of eyeball this just a little bit. Fortunately, this one is pretty good. If I score that at 1 centimeter, that gives me about 1/2 centimeter from this edge. So now I can rotate this and do the same. Yep, I think this 1 centimeter score line, I happened to center my frame just perfectly, sorry, my die just perfectly on my card. And then we can fold this back. So I'll burnish this edge just a tad, and also this edge. So we have our score lines and I folded them back. Now it's time to glue my vellum down. So what I'm going to do is glue that vellum down to this white panel, and then I'm going to glue this, just that one edge there, so just there, and on this side, and it'll naturally bow my paper, as you can see. But I think it's really fun and it stands up by itself. So let's do some careful gluing. So I'm going to put some liquid adhesive. I'm using Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue on the back side of the white. So on my white panel. And then I can put my vellum face down on that. So now I'm just going to put some glue on that fold and that fold on either side, on both sides of my frame. And then carefully line this up. And then I'm going to bow my paper just to kind of make this an easier process. And I'm just going to hold this a little bit until the glue dries. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far. See how it's bowed there? It stands upon its own. And there's even, I want to say there's even a little space here for an electric battery, for a battery operated votive, and you can use that as a little votive holder. So now I want to add these sparkly snowflakes, and I wanted to add a little bit more bling. So I have my Anita's gemstone wheel, and I'm going to glue some the clear gemstones on the center of each snowflake, and then mount those to my card, and then we'll be done. I'm going to put this last little snowflake right on the vellum in the background. I hope that you agree that this was super easy to make. I really love how it stands up on its own. So a perfect addition to a mantle or your craft desk so that you can look upon your creation. I'm Jeanette Lane for Die Cutting Essentials. Don't forget to pick up issue 45 and you get this beautiful, intricate snowflake die from Chloe Ending Designs. Absolutely stunning. You can make some beautiful and festive cards. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a video real soon.